Christian McCaffrey has Achilles tendonitis. It went from calf strain to calf/Achilles strain to Achilles tendonitis. So doesn't sound like the greatest thing in the world. Sounds like something that's kind of unpredictable. As Kyle Shanahan said last night, it could hurt more on some days than others. And, that's not the best news, but at least the Niners have not just Jordan Mason, but Dominic Pooney, an offensive line that is good at run blocking, and Bobby Turner, who is the MVP of the 49ers running back room. They got all that going for him. But McCaffrey, Achilles tendonitis, it sounds like something that he's going to be managing for a while, maybe for the rest of the season. Who knows? He originally injured this week 17 last year. Kyle Shanahan confirmed that again today. Matt Barrows of The Athletic asked. So this injury goes back to 2023. That was New Year's Eve. And he played on it. Didn't rupture it. Made it through the playoffs. Had the whole offseason to rest it. Injured it again. So we'll see how long he needs to rest it and when he comes back, how long he can stay healthy and if he re-aggravates it. So this is, it's what happens to running backs. It's what happened to football players. He's 28 years old. He has a lot of tread on his tires. He's carried the ball a lot. He's very strong and tightly wound, and calves are freaking huge. Eventually, wear and tear, this happens. So that's what's going on. Is it fair to say that the Niners might be regretting that Christian McCaffrey renegotiation? He's excellent. Offensive player of the year, puts up great numbers, but he's injured. He's older. And Jordan Mason can do a lot of what Christian McCaffrey can do, especially as a runner. Not necessarily as a receiver, but as a runner, Jordan Mason can do 95% or more of what Christian McCaffrey can do. He's younger, fresher, healthier. If you can get Jordan Mason level production, which is 5+ yards per carry on high volume for essentially NFL minimum wage, why is it important to have the most expensive running back who's 28 and breaking down? And I'll never understand that about Kyle Shanahan. Like, you have Bobby Turner, who is the greatest running back coach of all time. He's proven since I was in second grade. No, before then. He's proven since the 80s that he can take no-name running backs and make them great. He did it in college. He's been doing it since the mid-90s in the NFL. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to draft a guy high. Will Christian McCaffrey benefit from being in with Bobby Turner and the 49ers system and all those weapons? Yes, absolutely. He's an excellent player. People talk about Brock Purdy being a system quarterback. What about Christian McCaffrey being a system running back, just like every other Bobby Turner running back ever? Terrell Davis, Hall of Famer, was absolutely a system running back. He wouldn't have been that effective in just any system running power. He's perfect for outside zone. So was Jordan Mason. So was Christian McCaffrey. So it's great that the Niners were able to get the best years of Christian McCaffrey's career for the last year and a half. But at what price? Now you got him under contract with guaranteed money, not just this year, but next year too. And he's hurt. And it's Achilles. And it's tendonitis. And his backup is just as efficient running the ball for 1/20th of the price. Now, I'm sure Kyle Shanahan wants Christian McCaffrey and isn't regretting the renegotiated contract. But what do you think Denise feels? The one who ultimately pays the money. Not just Jed. Jed might write the checks, but Denise, the one that has to actually pony up the cash and decide that that's what she wants to invest in. 28-year-old Christian McCaffrey with a pre-existing condition. Did he have a pre-existing condition before he renegotiated that contract? If so, did Kyle know about it? If so, did Denise know about it? If she didn't, is she upset? I'd like to know. Highly questionable. to give that kind of a deal, 2 years guaranteed money to a older running back with a pre-existing condition, something that he's working through, an Achilles. Not great. It's funny how the offseason fans just root for players to get all the money. Oh, a player's unhappy. He wants XYZ, give it to him. And once the organization capitulates and gives it to him, everyone celebrates and wants to throw a parade. And then one game happens, an injury happens, it's a bad game. And you're like, well, that's a terrible contract. Christian McCaffrey went from being the MVP of the team, Madden cover, to being like, that's not a great contract. In fact, that's one of the worst contracts on the team. Highest paid running back in the league, Achilles injury, guaranteed money in the next 2 years. I think he's a little overrated and overpaid. Yeah, he's really good, but a lot of running backs are really good on this team. A lot of running backs are really good. I mean, look at all the running backs who have had Pro Bowl seasons under Bobby Turner. There's been like a dozen of them. If Saquon Barkley were on the 49ers, would he not lead the league in rushing? If Josh Jacobs were on the Niners, would he not lead the league in rushing? Nothing against Jordan Mason, but if Jordan Mason can go for 147 on the ground, what could Aaron Jones do? Keep that in mind next time they want to give a ton of money to a running back. Just remember that your running back coach is the guy who showed the league you don't have to pay money or invest high picks to have an efficient running game. You don't have to do it. Not just efficient, but prolific. And I would like to know, I want to go on a tangent here. How much longer is Bobby Turner going to coach? Because I'd love to know what happens to Kyle Shanahan once Bobby Turner retires. I feel like Bobby Turner is the unquestionably the MVP of the running back room, not McCaffrey. And he's the best position coach on the team. And when he's gone, I want to know, like, what's Kyle Shanahan's running game going to look like? Because if you shut down his running game, you shut down his offense. His play action passing game falls apart, and he doesn't have a drop back passing game, really. Or he hasn't in the past. Maybe this year's different now that he has Mick Lombardi on his staff. Shout out to Mick, North Oakland Little League. Shout out, Mick. That's my guy. Used to play Little League together. He was in the Rangers. I was in the Tigers. Good team. His team was good. My team was good too. Technically, I was South Oakland. He was North Oakland. We were from the tougher side of the track. Okay. So Bobby Turner, what happens when he retires? What happens to Kyle? And also, I'll never understand this. Like Robert Saleh, he had the opportunity of a lifetime coaching that Jets team. He did so many things well. He put together a good defense, as of course he would, although that wasn't good last night. But the offense, you brought in Mike LaFleur as your offensive coordinator. That didn't work. And then you brought in Nathaniel Hackett. 0 for 2. How come none of Kyle Shanahan's disciples, when they become a head coach, ever bring Bobby Turner along as the offensive coordinator? Maybe there's a good reason for that, but I don't get it. A couple of years ago, Jerry McDonald, maybe it was last year, asked Bobby Turner before the season, like, how come you never became a play caller, an offensive coordinator, head coach? I mean, are you kind of like Chris Kasarik? Are you one of those guys that doesn't want the promotion? You just want to focus on your position group? And he said no. I mean, owners and the NFL owners just never saw me fit for the position, and it felt like he said it with some regret, some bitterness, as he should, because it seems to me like he's more than just a guy who teaches technique. He's a guy who understands the full outside zone system, could coach it, could call the plays. And if you took him away from Kyle, what would the Niners be? That's like Yoda for Kyle. If I were Robert Saleh, I would have made Bobby Turner my offensive coordinator. I would have done that. That would have been a power move. Taking him Kyle, giving him a promotion, giving him a huge raise. He's calling my plays. He's going to run my running game. Now, he'd be the offensive coordinator. Maybe you want to bring in someone to sort of work with him in the passing game, because I don't know what his expertise is. You know what I'm saying? Don't you hate it when people are like DMing you or like, what's up, Borna? I have nothing in my description for Mando. Oh, just emailed me the description. You should have the product to I have the product. I'm going to get into Mando. Hold on. Let me do some stuff. I guess I didn't put in the description. Oh, that's true. Hold on. This is very important. I'm new to the world of, I thought I did though. Man, hold on. Just bear with me, folks. Sponsors. No, I did. Save it. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save it. Sometimes you have to save. Sometimes you don't save.